This is a short tutorial for the Bevel Joints add-on. This is V5, and it works in Blender 3 to Blender 4.5.1 LTS. You'll have three main areas. One will be bevel, and you can bevel and join single meshes or multiple meshes. In other words, if you have a target and one selected, you can then join that, and you get this nice non-intersecting mesh with good geometry. Then you could come down here and add your edge attribute, press Shift F, and then you can add segments, you can harden the normals, and make an adjustment to the bevel to your liking. And of course, afterwards, you may want to shade that auto smooth. It's totally up to you. Now, going forward, another thing we can do, and I'll revert that join, you can then select everything except the target, and this will allow you to select and bevel and join multiple objects when you click Join Selected. The benefit of both of these is that you will have all of the joined edges highlighted and set to active for you. So that when you do want to add your bevel, all you have to do is go to the bevel after join, add either your vertex bevel or your edge attribute. You can always press the indicator here and check all edges that are selected. You don't have to turn the mesh around. You can make sure that they look good from here, and they do. So you can also change the color to this, whatever you wish. And then I will add the edge attribute. And now everything is not only joined and intersecting meshes are all completely gone, but now we have a bevel. We can Shift F, and then we can add some extra geometry to our bevel, can change the size of our bevel until it's exactly what we're looking for. Then of course, anytime you want, you could delete your bevel, have the hardened normals show or hide in the viewport, show and hide in render, or simply just completely delete it out. I'll go ahead and click revert all, so now we're back to normal. And now what we could do is you can individually grab any object that you want, and you can add a bevel in the third area of control, which is a custom bevel area. Now, what I really like about this is if you have a nice hard surface model, you can come in here and add bevel, and you'll have an enum list of different bevels here, different bevel levels. You can then just click the arrows to increase or decrease your bevel size with segments, everything, and of course, always harden normals as you wish. You can turn on the show cavity or not. The face orientation is very helpful. And remember, moving forward, I believe it was Blender 4.4, you'll no longer see the blue during the face orientation being active. And then of course, if your file is not saved, you'll have an option right here to save your file. This is built in. You can turn on statistics to check anything you want. And now there's also a very cool feature that is kind of a bonus, the Bbox bevel. I'll go ahead and add the Bbox bevel in. And this is a procedural geometry nodes based bevel system that has its own Boolean cutter built in and will build a flange anywhere on the mesh. I would say that it is very good, but definitely not perfect. This is more of a bonus addition, just something for you guys to have a little modeling fun with. You'll be able to come over to the Bbox bevel, and I'll go ahead and remove that other bevel that was messing it up. And you can change the radius size here. You can change the segments. It likes 16s, 32s, 64s, things like that will make it look nice. You could bring up the resolution, and of course you could shade auto smooth the actual object. Now what's really cool is you can actually change this to contain one object, or you can switch this to collection because it is geometry nodes based, and then you'll just load up your collection as you see fit. And all I would really have to do is grab, say, these two objects, press M, do a new collection, and I can just call these cutters, hit enter. Let's go back to the main object, and I will go ahead and switch this to collection and load that up. And when I do that, now I'm going to actually have to move my target out and making sure any objects I have are aligned up properly. And this one apparently did not make it into the collection, so I can just dump it in, give it a second, and every single one of these will have a unique procedural bevel. Now, this is a good place to turn on face orientation because placement is definitely going to be key here. And of course, the resolution. So you may have to move things around just a touch or change the actual resolution so that it will turn that off or make it look a little bit more normal. Let's put this back down to like 8. And of course, you can rotate these in any way that you like, and your bevel flange will stay. Hope this was helpful for everybody. There are going to be more options as this goes. And of course, one of the updates I'll give you guys just a little bit of a heads up on. There we go. Let's make this work the way I want. For hard surface flat models, what we can do now is we can go ahead and choose our target, click join mesh. Now we do have our edges selected here, but in object mode, if I click grow for the edges, it will actually grab all of those adjacent edges, which is going to be a cleaner, nicer looking bevel. So now when I go to bevel after join and add my edge attribute, I'll have something like this, which is a more complete bevel. Then Shift F, I'll bring these segments to 10, which looks nice. Then of course I can change that bevel however I wish. And don't forget, with the edge attribute, I can grab any one of these and get a new individual bevel that is going to control that area. That's one of the beautiful parts of the add-on and the newest additions for adding these edge attributes in Blender. Hope this is helpful, and I'll see you guys in Blender Market and in the next videos.